You hear it, don't you, on telly, or you hear it from the news and stuff like that, but you never ever think that you're going to be in that world.
No.
You think it always happens to somebody else.
She said, the boy made me do stuff. I said, what do you mean, a boy? It was a surreal, numbing feeling.
And I just kneeled down in front of her and I just said, tell me, and that's what she did.
I always remember it was a freezing cold morning. And as I got there, I seen my stepdaughter, and she didn't have a coat on or anything like that. And I thought, oh my God, she must be absolutely freezing. She jumped in the car and she said, just drive, just drive. And I could see she was upset. I said, what's wrong? No, just drive, just drive, just drive. As soon as we got outside the house, she opened the door, and I've never seen her run so fast to her mother.
And she just fell into my arms, crying.
After she'd said everything, she just looked so relieved, didn't she? We gave her a cuddle and we reassured her, said how proud of her we are and not to worry about everything. You know, you've done the right thing, we'll sort it out, thank you for telling us. And then I went upstairs and I was just sick. It just knocked me for sick.
It is not until your own child says something that's when you really switch on.
She just needed to know that we were there for her, that she was home and she was safe and she had nothing else to worry about, because we wouldn't let anything bad happen to her again.
As a punishment, I had to take her phone off her. She started shouting and screaming, and so that made me think she's got something to hide. I wandered off with the phone and started playing around with it. One name started coming up more and more regular. The way he was coming across was very controlling.
We'd had conversations about online security and not accepting requests from people that you don't know. You know, those conversations had taken place, but it still happened.
She'd know the days of the week. She's like, Mum, is it Monday? Can I go there on a Friday? Yeah. And she'd count down the days and then that's what we do. But then come the day or two before she was going, she's like, I don't want to go. And we just think, oh, that's odd. Never in a million years did we think that would be the reason why. But the guilt's just something I'll always have with me, I think.
They say you have motherly instinct. Why didn't I pick up on it? Why didn't I know? I don't know, was the signs, was the things that I should have stopped?
These people, they know what they're doing and how to reel vulnerable young people in.
I was pacing. I was shaking. I was angry. I felt like I wanted to kill him. I just wanted as much harm on the person that did this to my daughter as possible. I wanted him to feel the pain she was going through.
It is a nightmare for such a long time. Yeah. You can't get out of it. You can't just walk away from it. You can't just pretend it's never happened. It's there all the time.
We're not the family we was before it happened. Like, I live on my nerves. Don't trust anybody.
Even to the other kids saying, can we go for a sleepover? You're like, wouldn't have thought twice before. Wouldn't have thought twice.
Because I just think she's been through that much. I am not putting her in a situation where something might go wrong again. I mean, although it's probably not, but in my head there's that possibility.
There's still a part of me, even to this day now, thinks I let her down. And that's the part of me that will live with me till I die, because I feel as if I've let her down.
And she started self-harming, and that was really tough.
And you worry about that all the time. What if she slits her wrist and she doesn't wake up? When she does take the overdoses or she self-harms, she has to do that to get rid of the pain. And I should be able to take that pain away, and I can't.
And then you always feel guilty if you're in a reasonable place, because you start to think, well, why should I be happy today? Look at her, you know, she's gone and took some more tablets again. How can I ever be happy? Because the old saying, isn't it? You are only as happy as your unhappiest child.
It's a massive impact. It changes your whole life. It changes everyone.
Nobody wants to see their daughter or son in that amount of pain. You can't live with it.
You hear about all these great services, about everything that's really good for children and how they support people like ours. But I never ever wanted my child to be in that system. I didn't want her to be a survivor. I didn't want her to be none of that. But she is.